Welcome back to BSLIVE. In this episode, we're gonna take a look at the OpenAI ChatGPT again and how we can use Blender and Python to create a Revolve procedure. So my first prompt for the AI is to create a curve in Z-axis with 20 points, randomize it in the X-axis using noise or some kind of random procedure, and then offset it 5 units in the X-axis. So basically, the Z-axis is going up, right? And we just wanna randomize it. I tell it how many points the curve has to be, and then I just offset it in the X-axis, and then revolve it. Okay, it's very simple. And let's see how the AI does it. So at first I didn't say Blender Python, so the AI actually rewrite this in a step-by-step procedure, so that's kind of nice. But I said, okay, create Blender Python that actually does the procedure above, and I just gonna paste it there. Okay, this is the Python. Just copy and create text editor, paste it here. Okay, at first it seems to be doing something wrong. It does the revolve, and the revolve is in the Z-axis. If we get rid of the modifier, take a look at the curve. Okay, it's being randomized in the X-axis, but the curve itself is growing in the X-axis, which is wrong. Yeah, it actually creates these procedures for you to copy paste the script and run it, so that's kind of nice. Okay, I tell it to just rewrite it and just make sure the curve is growing in the Z-axis before it randomizing it. Okay, let's try again. Okay, this time it's actually doing the job properly. We have some kind of unique, kind of like a revolve object, and the curve itself is a kind of interesting looking. So this has been randomized in the X-axis somehow. Yeah, this is a very unusual curve, so I don't mind that. Yeah, it does it just just like that, like magic. We can specify maybe 5 points and run this again, so we get different result. If we want to have 50 points, and yeah, now it is actually growing in the Z-axis. And yeah, so that's pretty much what I want to show you. But the thing with the, if you want to do this using geometry nodes actually doesn't have revolve at the moment. I think you can use tools like ETK tools, maybe can do the job for us. Maybe it has revolve or like a circular array, and then we can just connect the curve or something, or revolve it somehow. But anyhow, with the Blender Python, it's almost like, it's become too easy. And the point here is that we can modify this, right? We can, maybe you don't know anything about Python at the moment. Maybe you know a little bit, but you can start to read line by lines. So this is the AI actually trying to teach you Blender Python even by using examples, and then you can just tell it to do to do whatever. For example, okay, create circular array of point light with radius of 10 using duplicates. Python. I don't know if this is gonna work. I think my prompting is a bit weird. Okay, just leave it. But we can read the Python line by line. At first, it's actually selecting our curve in the scene and delete it. So we have empty scenes. Create a curve, name it my curve. This is how many points you want to create, right? You can modify this. Okay, because you kind of design the procedure, and then the AI does this clean Blender Python for you. Curve data dimension is 3D. Okay, curve data resolution is the number of points. Cool. For every points, append points. Okay, it's actually appending points going up in the z-axis. The spline can be a Bezier. I think the spline itself can be a different type of geometry. Where is the options for the curve? 3D. Well, it can be a different curve. I think we can go to edit mode and then curve type. Okay, polynerves Bezier. Maybe we can change this to poly. What's gonna happen? Okay. Oh, only Bezier can be added. Okay, Bezier. I'll leave it at Bezier. Bezier add points. Maybe we can convert it into different type of curve. But anyway, randomize it using noise. Okay, it happens, and we can also control the offset in the x-axis. So that's cool, fine, and fine and dandy. We have a few parameters just like in geometry nodes, but it's all Python codes, and it's using screw modifier in the x or z-axis. Yeah, z-axis. Cool. Okay, this one is supposed to be creating circular array points. Text new, paste here. You see, we have 8 points, and we can check it out. So the AI, again, it creates the Python for us. Okay, randomize the point color. Yeah, okay, with the points, of course, now we have control of the radius and the number of points. We can say 20, for example. Now it's creating this point light for us. This time I want to have a random color. Again, this is a new script. Let's try run it. See, we have random color. I know it's pretty basic, but really it's an opportunity to learn Python, and you kind of think together with the AI. You're still commanding the AI, but you are really you can create a book. Like I said, the book itself may be something that's never finished, because you always have all kind of exercise or like problems that you want to solve using Blender, Python, and AI, right? And the challenge here is that to actually recreate this using geometry nodes, that's another learning, or yeah, it's different way to think, but it's possible to be able to do both. So that's actually my plan. So yeah, this is very basic and simple, but now instead, see, now instead of point light, I want to generate cube arranged in circular array. The AI's, this is GPT 3.5. It's actually smart enough to do this kind of basic Blender Python. So at some point you don't need to use the AI, because your brain actually is a learning tool as well, right? So we have this cube arranged in a circular array. Maybe we want to reorient. I want the cube to orient itself with rotation. And then we can actually perhaps replace the cube with monkey heads. You know, it's just basic stuff, but still, circular arrays, pretty important. Boom. Okay, now the cube is actually oriented properly. You can specify how many cube you want. Every time you run this, the script will replace. Okay, so yeah, that's the basically my test so far with this OpenAI. I think so far it's still pretty basic, but I have, let's say, my target is to create 108 or 100 tutorials based on OpenAI, you know, and Blender Python, and then to actually convert this into geometry nodes. So hopefully you find this useful. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.